Good morning, good morning. Mr. Cities, calling all my Jamaicans and foreigners. Listen to me. It's not easier foreign. Member needs tell you this, yeah? It's not easy. You see, if you're not Jamaica with the beautiful sunshine and river and natural fruits and all these things, wanna stay there and try and make something on yourself. Yes, come here and visit. Me not stop nobody from come out foreign, but listen to me, it's not this cold place. You see, if you're not work, dog near me a supper. Nobody not there to help you. Listen to me. And even with job, when we have a job, you see, when you work, you go straight back on bills. You understand me? So you see, when you no call and we can't send a little thing, it's not that we don't want to send it. We have bills to pay. Them have bills from council tax to rental, light to gas to what. Me say we can't stop with the bills them. And on top of it, them tax up and tax on the paycheck. Listen to me. We hardly have anything to squeeze. You see them when they want to say a party up and party up. Don't get me wrong, them is a party up. We probably just release the stress after them pay them bills and everything. Trust me. Because the money is not there. And where's the cost of living coming, yo? It's not easy. Even with education, you get a job. It's not easy, and it's not that easy if you get a job either. Because you go see interview upon interview. If the people them not like you, you not get the work. You not get the work. Member needs to tell you that. You hear that? So if you're in the Caribbean, which part of the day with nice sunshine, whatever, yes, it might be a little board house, whatever, but me miss me little board house. When me can go a river, get up and cook some food out the door. Yes, sir. You not have no food, you not eat. No money if you buy food, you can't eat. You can't go trust nothing of the people in the shop. The foreign land not easy. Member needs telling you this. You hear that? Trust me. Me always dream for just work and go back because obviously my mother sent for me. You understand what me? Because she had to seek a better life. Education, me do my flight attendant, everything. But me get sick. You understand me? After that I be a buckling. Yo, remember me tell you. Luckily me have my girl with brain. You understand what me say? Trust me, that place is not easy. You know, this cold land, foreign land is not easy, my people. Remember me telling you that. Me see my father back home and me tell him, me just make sure him okay. You understand me? Even though me can't eat sometime, me make sure him okay. Cause me say me nah make him come and so come struggle like me. You must say mad. My father can't come struggle. But my son, me make sure him have everything him have. Want him have everything me have. We scrape, we left back, me just scrape for myself. But anybody can relate to this, so the foreign are not easy. Anybody can say it easy, whatever. To Uno, good luck to Uno. Glad for Uno. But for me, and most people, it's not easy. So. You hear that?
Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the Diaspora View and I'm your host Sam. So today we're going to dive into a topic that resonates deeply with many. A story often widespread but rarely fully understood. Okay, the journey of Jamaicans leaving their homeland, their beloved yard, for what they hope will be a better life in England. For generations, the dream of the UK has shimmered like a beacon, promising opportunity, prosperity, and a life free from the daily struggles back home in Jamaica. But the question we need to ask, the one that truly matters, is this. Is it all roses and rainbows in the UK for Jamaicans, or does reality paint a different, perhaps harsher picture? For so long, we've heard the romanticized tales of those who made it abroad. The images of bustling cities, thriving economies, and endless possibilities have fueled countless aspirations. But what happens when that dream collides with the daily grind of life in a foreign land? What are the hidden truths behind the glossy brochures and hopeful goodbyes? Our research, our conversations, and the lived experiences of many tell a story that often contrasts sharply with these long-held perceptions. They reveal the profound challenges of living abroad, particularly in the United Kingdom, and starkly contrast it with the perceived ease and warmth of life in Jamaica. It's a wake-up call, a gentle but a firm hand dispelling the myth that simply moving overseas automatically guarantees an easier or more prosperous life. One of the most immediate and impactful revelations is the sheer financial strain that many Jamaicans experience in the UK. We are talking about a relentless barrage of bills, an almost suffocating weight of taxes, and a cost of living that makes every penny earned feel like it's evaporating into thin air. Imagine working tirelessly, pouring your energy into your job only to see the vast majority of your earnings swallowed up by essential expenses, taxes. Saving money, that crucial safety net and stepping stone to future security, becomes an almost unsurmountable hurdle even for those who are employed full time. The dream of accumulating wealth, of sending substantial amounts back home to support loved ones, often remains just that, a dream. It's not about the numbers on the bank statement. It's about the feeling of constantly running on a treadmill, exerting immense effort, but staying in the same place financially. The initial excitement of a new job, a higher hourly wage, or a seemingly better opportunity quickly fades when confronted with the reality of monthly outgoings that seem to multiply endlessly. Beyond the immediate financial pressures, there is another layer of complexity that impacts the lives of those who have migrated. And one individual whose experiences we've delved into shared a particularly poignant reason for their reluctance to return to Jamaica permanently. It wasn't just about the financial stability they sought in the UK. It was about something far more personal and damaging: trust issues. A past experience where relatives, those closest to them, allegedly stole from a business they attempted to establish back home, left a deep wound. This betrayal created a profound sense of disillusionment, a feeling that even in their own community, their efforts could be undermined by those they trusted the most. This highlights a painful irony. While they left Jamaica seeking a better life, the very fabric of trust that should bind families together was torn, making the idea of returning to build something there incredibly difficult, regardless of the financial situation abroad. Okay, from these speakers that I have drawn this conversation from, and the countless stories that we hear on the ground consistently underscore a crucial point. The UK today is simply not the all-time UK of easy opportunities. For many, the mental image of Britain is still rooted in the stories from 1960s, 70s, or 80s, decades when opportunities might have been more abundant and the cost of living more manageable. That era for most is long gone. Daily life in the UK now demands immense hard work, resilience, and a constant struggle to stay afloat financially. The days of arriving and easily securing a well-paying job with ample disposable income for savings or remittances are largely a relic of the past. The illusion that moving abroad automatically leads to a better or an easier life is being shattered by the stark realities of contemporary Britain. So, let's confront this question head on. Do Jamaicans truly enjoy their lives in the UK? What are the genuine challenges and formidable obstacles they face on a daily basis beyond the surface level perceptions? We are about to hear directly from experiences, their voices, shedding light on the unvarnished truth of life abroad. Pay close attention to their responses as they paint a vivid picture of the struggles and triumphs. Once we've heard their stories, I'll be back with my further analysis to unpack what their words truly mean for the thousands who continue to make this monumental journey. So stay with me, I will be back.
For the last video I make about life not easy in the UK. For all who ask why me not go back. The reason why the kids not go back is because me can't find nobody to trust. I have big trust issue. I start business back home so that I could take my little time build up and go back, and it's the own relative of mine rob out everything. Everything him take when me work hard and save and put little. And say one cocoa, full basket, me do that try to fill my business, them rob it out. Okay, that's why me not go back. When I ask why me not go back, that's the reason. Because Jamaica is beautiful. It's just the trust. And me can't save. As me said before, me can't save. As me work now, the money gone back on bills. Bills. The ones in Jamaica is saying, yeah, UK is better than Jamaica. No, I'm not saying Jamaica is not hard, you know. I'm not saying not hard in Jamaica. But me I say it's not easy in the UK. You can't get no free water for bed. You have thing called council tax, bills upon bills as you work, the money go back upon bills. That's what me I say. Me not saying Jamaica is easy. Me I say the UK is not easier. It's not old time UK, this 1960, 1980. It's not even the old time UK when me just come here. After the COVID, things get really hard. Everything gone up, sky high. What I mean sky high, everything up. So that's the reason why I'm not going back home. And nothing isn't easier in the UK. Me I tell you now. But come on soon, feel yourself. Them say who feels it knows it. You understand me? That's where me I talk from.
You know, so within the Jamaican diaspora, those of us that live in the United Kingdom really do have it worse. You know, just check the travel time and the time difference for one. 10 hours in the air in one tube above the Atlantic Ocean before you touch down. And when you touch down, you're transported 6 hours back in time. So you leave yesterday, arrive tomorrow, but you're really still in it today. But if you're in a New York, you know, if you're part of the New York diaspora, if you're part of the Miami diaspora, if you're part of the Toronto diaspora, I want 3 hours in upon the plane, you know, I want 45 minutes in upon the plane, and there's absolutely no time difference. And if there's a time difference, it must be about 1 hour or so. And we have what? 3 plane a week, you know? A week leaves London to come to Kingston. You hear me say 3 a week, not 3 a day. Yeah, not 3 every 2 days or whatever case may be. 3 a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We all know that the service they will leave London, come to Kingston, my love. And if you want to fly up on the weekend, it not exist. And if you don't have US visa, you cannot do the transit. So if somebody dead, you have to travel on that the service there to Kingston, Jamaica. And let me tell you something about that the service that it's expensive. You cannot get no little $300 ticket to America, you know, like what them have. You have to spend all £800-900 for ticket, and that is on the cheaper end. I want you to trust and believe that. There are people right now that have purchased their ticket for summer this year, and they know that they have paid 4 figures for an economy seat. You hear me say an economy seat? Me I thought 3 seat, 4 seat, 3 seat, because the plane them big, you know. So them pack way up in the plane like sardine. We're not getting a leg room, we're not getting a baggage, and if we want like a 2-piece of baggage, if you have to spend more money and all of that sort of something there just to reach back of your yard. So if you're a mother with 3 picnic, Lord of mercy, thousands and thousands of pounds, that's enough for just come back to your country. So just retaining and maintaining your connection with the island can be so difficult just for that simple fact. Because if you're there in America, you know, and you miss the 6 o'clock, you just get the 7 o'clock. You know how much flight leave New York, come to Jamaica, come on, wait name there. Kingston. Yes, I know some of you can say you can fly to Montego Bay and all of these things. Yes, you can fly to Montego Bay, Palm Virgin, where I have a couple plane where I go there. But still the frequency and the amount is not enough. And then when you're in Jamaica, you have to be dealing with this whole blasted thing with them people where they just believe, say, everybody that travels has moved to America. And they start talking to you about US dollars and all of them sort of something. That I have this habit of saying to them, I'm so sorry, but I'm from England and I don't bank in US dollars. I actually bank in a stronger currency. Pound sterling. Can me remember the days when we go to America, you know, me take £500 and the people then give me 1,000 US dollars. Oh, I bank in a stronger currency. But you're constantly in this as something where you're battling with the people them about US dollars. You're battling with the people them about the flight. You're battling with the people them about time difference. And when you reach Jamaica, my love, when you're flying from England, my love, me say, you're tired. The breed of tiredness will come down by you, know, man. Because going to Jamaica and a simple something, you know, and like one little tree of a plane ride, because you come from New York as you reach it in at the same time zone, so you probably just have one little grip. No, when you're traveling from the United Kingdom, you have to have a whole heap of things in your back, because that is a serious trip we are going on. And when you land, hey, no matter how you're excited, you're delirious because you're not asleep, you're tired, you feel away, all of them sort of something. And it takes a good couple of days, you know, before you start to reach back into that in the system. It's not normal. May I tell you, all of the people that will live in England, we know the Caribbean, you know, the Caribbean routine of it all, knows the pressures, understands the pressures. That's why last year, you know, when we did get the little opportunity to fly on Norse Airlines, the whole of the Jamaican community in a lot, they excited, my love. Everybody get joke when them pull back them airfares and say them now fly here this year again, so we get the same fucking thing. I believe there needs to be more competition, there needs to be more frequency. Because the plane, them will come to Jamaica, pack up, and we need more planes to come down, yeah, man, to bring down the prices then, and to just allow for people's journeys and situations to be a bit more. Because the people that the boy them in England and the girl them in England and know which part them come from, because they can't come down here because it's too expensive for fly. So come on, man, just help us out. Lord of mercy, Help us out. And the reason why I talk about it, is because today I sat there, I'm flying Monday, and I feel like today are the first day where I start to really come back into myself, because so I feel mash up all week and tired every day from the fly where I fly come in here. Jesus Christ. My goodness, may I tell you, the Jamaican diaspora members in the United Kingdom, we have it the worst. And I think like we need to stand up and do something about it, man. We need to do a petition or something. God Almighty, because this cannot be on. It cannot be on. God.
When I tell people that I want to move back to Jamaica, the first thing that comes to their mind is, what about the crime? So let me tell you about my experience. I appreciate that my Jamaica is not everybody's Jamaica, but I can only tell you how I feel. And having lived in the UK for 9 years, let me just say this. I have experienced more direct consequences of crime in London than I have ever experienced in my entire life in Kingston, Jamaica. So when I get to England, my car gets broken into in front of my house. And babes, we lived in what they would call an uptown area, and it got broken into, but so sophisticatedly that they don't actually break any windows. It's all done electronically. So you get into the car, you're missing things, and you're almost thinking like, am I going crazy? Because there are no other signs, like physical signs that the car's been broken into. And then you realize actually your little money that you were hiding into the like flap of the mirror is gone. Anything that you had in the glove compartment is gone. And then you're like, oh damn, someone has actually robbed me. The other time, just after COVID, my car was parked directly in front of my house and the whole thing was gone. I called my sister, I said, you saw my car outside, right? She goes, of course I did. The car was not there. When I called the police and told them that my car has been stolen, they asked me if I had any video footage or any photos, and I explained no. They said, well, it was a Range Rover, and Range Rovers are being stolen all the time, so they won't bother looking into the case. I needed to contact my insurance company. I'm like, the whole car is gone and nobody's going to look into it. And then at my restaurant, I had a restaurant in Clapham, again, not the hood. I had a restaurant in Clapham, and a man threw a brick through the glass door, then climbed in to the restaurant through the door and basically stole alcohol and the till and whatever, so robbed me. Then when I looked into putting shutters on the window, because it was like floor to ceiling windows, I was told that it is a conservation area, so the council will not give me planning permission to put a shutter on the front of my restaurant. So I can't protect myself from being robbed again, but at the same time nobody is doing anything to protect me from being robbed, and I'm trying to run a business. In Brixton, I used to have a restaurant, I had it there for 9 years. Post-COVID, the rates of like crackheads and just vandalism just started to go through the roof. And before COVID, there was a little bit of code of conduct, right? Like you had 5 regular crackheads, they'd come and check me at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'd give you a little food, but you would never come into the business whilst we were open, whilst we had paying customers. It was just understood that there was like some sort of respect. Post-COVID, the new crackheads, babes, they never respect anything. They would come into the restaurant whilst I'm open, you're sipping on a 14-pound cocktail, and literally somebody is stealing your bag in that moment. And I'm like, this is getting madness. Again in Brixton, which is supposedly gentrified, someone gets stabbed at 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm like, you're not even waiting for nighttime? And for me, this was a bit weird. I opened a bar on Cold Harbour Lane. The day I was opening the bar, the roads were blocked off by police because there had been a fatal stabbing. So my point is that I have not ever had to have those concerns living here in Kingston, Jamaica. No, I am not saying that there is not an issue of crime. What I'm saying is that most times in the uptown areas, it is targeted crime. It is not being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Today I was walking downtown and many people are like, oh no, you can't go downtown. I was going downtown, I was taking pictures, I was taking videos, it was fine. Somebody told me that the rate of crime against tourists or expats is something like 0.001%, something like that, 0.01, 0.001, you get the gist. It is very little. So when you guys are telling me about crime, there is nowhere that I'm going in Jamaica that I ever feel like my car is actually going to get stolen. And the other thing is that I genuinely believe that if something happened to me in Jamaica, there would be some repercussions. Whereas in London, I felt like it was so much about being in the wrong place at the wrong time, because you have like £1 million houses here and then you have like a volatile estate there, which was very strange to me. And I just, maybe again, because I feel like a foreigner in London, it just never felt comfortable. I've seen somebody on the train and this man was being super aggressive to him. The guy wasn't even responding and the man smashed his head into the glass and his head just started bleeding and nobody flinched. Nobody said anything. I have confidence that if something happened to me here in Kingston, that somebody, somewhere would take up after me. And these are just the things that I just wanted to share. Now, please remember, I am not saying that there is not a crime issue. I am not saying that there aren't things that we need to deal with as a country. What I am saying to you is that this idea that in Kingston we're like dodging gunshots all the time, or we're walking around fearing for our lives, clutching our handbags, is just simply not true. And that is my lived reality. I appreciate you guys might have a different story. So no, when I think about moving back to Jamaica, crime is not anywhere near on my radar as a concern.
Good people, welcome back to the channel. We've just had some incredibly poignant and for many sobering insights into the realities faced by Jamaicans living in the UK. The narratives paint a clear and a consistent picture. The financial struggles are not just a minor inconvenience, they are a pervasive, often overwhelming force that shapes every aspect of daily life for immigrants in Britain. It's a far cry from the idyllic better life many envision. So let us break down the core of these struggles as highlighted directly by the experiences shared. The most prominent and relentless challenge is the exorbitant cost of living and the endless stream of bills. Our speakers tell us with stark honesty that when individuals work, their earnings largely go straight back to bills. This is not an exaggeration, it is the lived reality. Imagine earning your paycheck, seeing those hard-earned pounds only to watch them disappear almost immediately into a seemingly bottomless pit of expenses. These ain't just minor costs. They are the fundamental necessities of life that have skyrocketed to high levels. We are talking about essential outgoings like council tax, a mandatory payment to the local authority, which can be a significant drain on income. Then there are the ever-present rental costs, often the single largest expense consuming a huge portion of a person's earnings, especially in sought-after areas. Beyond that, the fundamental utilities, that is light, electricity, gas, and water, are no longer considered cheap or even moderately priced. The sentiment that everything gone up is echoed repeatedly, a constant refrain of escalating prices for basic services that are impossible to avoid. As our speakers painfully emphasize, it's simply impossible to stop with the bills. They are a constant, unavoidable fixture, demanding payment month after month. Adding another layer of burden to this already heavy financial load is taxation. It's not just the standard income tax, it's a tax upon tax on paychecks. This means that even before someone sees their money, a significant portion has already been deducted, further reducing their disposable income. The government takes its share, and while necessary for public services, it leaves very little left for individuals to manage their already high living costs. The direct consequence of these relentless expenses and heavy taxation is a profound lack of disposable income and critically a severe inability to save. Our speakers eloquently describe this situation in the quote, nothing to squeeze, end of quote, from their paychecks. The money earned, they explain, goes back on bills. Bills, and bills. This is not just about not being able to save for a rainy day. It impacts their fundamental ability to connect with and support their families back home. They even go ahead and tell us that they can't send a little thing back because they have bills to pay. The emotional weight of this is immense. For many, a primary motivation for migrating is to provide for their loved ones back in Jamaica, to send remittances that can significantly improve their quality of life. But when when the money simply is not there to even cover one's own basic needs, that fundamental purpose of migration is undermined, leading to immense frustration and disappointment. Beyond the cost of living, securing a stable income itself represents a significant hurdle. Difficulty securing employment, right? So even for those who arrive with education, qualifications, and a strong work ethic, getting a job is not easy. The process is described as interview upon interview, a tiring and often demoralizing cycle of applications, preparations, and nerve-wracking interviews with no guarantee of employment. Even if an applicant is liked by interviewers, the job market remains competitive, and securing that elusive offer can be a prolonged and arduous task. This precarity adds to the overall financial stress, as a stable job is the prerequisite for even beginning to tackle the high cost of living. These lived experiences fundamentally challenge the romanticized notion of life in the UK. The repeated statements that life not easy in the UK and it's not easy foreign are not just casual observations. They are deeply felt truths. The consistent emphasis that the UK is not old time UK like the 1960s or 1980s is crucial. It signals a stark contrast between past opportunities and present realities. The ease of securing a job, the affordability of housing, the disposable income that might have existed in those earlier decades simply does not exist for the majority of new immigrants today. The UK's living expenses, as painted by these accounts, are relentlessly high. Even penny and seems destined to cover the essentials outgoings. Council tax, rental costs, talk about electricity, gas, water. None of these are free, all of which are sky high. The constant refrain of everything going up is a powerful testament to the escalating financial pressures. The money, and as they put it, goes straight back to bills, making it impossible to stop the financial bleeding. This harsh reality, far from the dream, is the daily struggle for many, forcing a re-evaluation of what a better life truly entails when faced with the relentless demands of survival in a highly expensive environment. This conversation into financial realities underscores a critical message. While the UK still offers opportunities, they come at a significant cost, both financial and personal. It's a life of immense hard work, careful budgeting, and often profound sacrifice. For those considering this journey or those already on it, understanding this unvarnished truth is not just helpful, it's absolutely essential. The dream of a better life remains, but the path to achieving it in the UK is far more challenging, complex, and financially demanding than many initially realize. I know this video might help someone, so do this. Like this video so that it can be suggested to as many people as possible. Thank you. Number 2, turn on post notifications, because every day I want you to see videos like this. Do not forget to comment, because I'd like to know your experience. If you're already in the UK or you are thinking of going to the UK, or if you went to the UK and you've gone back to Jamaica, tell me what made you make such a decision. And don't forget to subscribe, because I want us to become a family, to become a whole community together. Thank you for watching. It has been your boy Sam for today, and this is the Diaspora Review. I hope to see you in my next video. Adios.